Hello everyone, and welcome to the first of the training camp battles. Obviously in the summer 2017 season, we're going to have Vancouver and Chicago coming up for you guys in just a moment. I am one of the color commentators, as well as the owner of Vancouver, Andy Hamilton, and I got Eric Vinson with me doing the play-by-play. Eric, say what up to everyone.
What's going on, everybody?
And we got Shann Varner, the owner of the Chicago Wildcats, who's going to be helping us with color this evening. Shann, say what up to the people.
What's happening, fellas?
We are having some technical difficulties. We're about 2 to 3 minutes away from getting this thing going, and we wanted to pop on air and not let you guys wait for any more time if we couldn't. So Shann and I will be talking a little bit about our squads heading forward. I'll get the ball rolling. I got 12 great guys on my team. We're going with 2 veterans and 10 rookies this season. On the offensive side of the ball, Corey Jones is our veteran, and on the defensive side, Drew Hamilton was a generic last season, moving over to the Legion. The rest of the members of the team are rookies, and man, have they been fired up in the locker room. Shann, do you want to give us a little bit of talk about your squad, which is packed full of veterans, and I think, if I'm doing this correctly, you only got 1 rookie, is that right?
That's correct. Karen Watson. He's our wide receiver, number 87. He's coming into the league as a rookie. The rest of the guys on the team, man, is pretty much veterans, as you said earlier. Got Ethan King, quarterback. A.J. Barnes, strong safety. Deion Hawkins, running back. Darius Reed, wide receiver. Myself, Shann Varner, tight end. Clint Hendershot, outside linebacker. Espen Royale, inside linebacker. Free safety, Marie Spurgeon. Blake Hamrick's our corner. And we have Kanye Rockefeller, corner. Our other wide receiver is Alex Zealy.
Yeah, you guys have been having some veterans on the team coming through. We got some score predictions in the chat. Yvonne Sanchez is 24-21 Legion over the Wildcats. Darian Bowles says 28-24 Chicago over Vancouver. Mark Biddick says 21-7, but does not explain which team will be the champions of this first training camp battle. Damon, we did have 17 minutes. I will take all of the credit for this technical error. I was trying to export some of the new graphics onto the video, and my graphics did not go onto the right video, and then I ended up sending Eric the wrong ones. So we have been in a mad scramble to try and get the video to the right spot. It is finishing up now. We will get it on the screen here in a moment, and then Eric will be calling the game live from Vancouver, Canada Field, the very first game. Shann, man, are you excited?
Oh, yeah, man. I can't wait. Our locker room has been filled with nothing but can we get to some SFL action? So, this game here and the games that are coming up for the preseason training battles, people just can't wait for it, man.
Demond is pulling my leg, so I just wanted to explain that why we were having some of the difficulties. We should be getting to go here in just a moment. Eric's getting all set up on his end, and he's doing a wonderful job. One of the first games, we're trying out having 3 people on the commentary block, so that's why this isn't as smooth as silk as our normal season is, because what we're trying to do is get 3 of us on the same call, and that presents some different difficulties because we have to all be able to see the game at the same time without any of the choppiness. Which is a little bit tougher than just being able to, put the game into the broadcasting software and hit play, So we're trying to get that going. The game is in Vancouver, Ivan. It's, Yvonne. Sorry, man, I already messed it up, and I was just telling you guys which one it was. Mark, the preseason games were decided based upon which teams wanted to take place in the battles. We gave every team the opportunity, and some of them chose to, some of them chose not to. It's fine on either end. We have 3 different games, so 6 teams are going to be represented.
Well, I would like to say that, it's hard to keep these guys entertained and involved if you don't give them something to watch, So I think this right here would be a great experience for the rookies that are coming up, just to have something to watch, have their name called out and their team represented. I think it was a great idea. So.
Yeah, it should be a very good game. So the other teams represented are going to be Alaska as well as Houston will have a game. St. Louis and Tallahassee are the other 4 teams, along with tonight's battle that will take place. We are going to go off the air for just or not off the air, but we are going to go off the line for 1 second. And when we come back, it's football time on SFL Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Canada Field here in British Columbia. Vancouver, to be specific. We've got 2 of the newest franchises in the SFL. We have the Chicago Wildcats going up against the Vancouver Legion. My name is Eric Vinson. I will be the play-by-play commentator alongside Andy Hamilton and Shann Varner, as we mentioned earlier. Guys, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man?
So we've got... I'm sorry, go ahead, Andy.
No, I was just going to say I'm loving the Vancouver atmosphere so far. Go ahead, Eric.
Shann, how you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling great. Gotta love those uniforms.
Oh, absolutely. You guys, from an aesthetic standpoint, they are both fantastic. You guys touched on the rosters a little bit earlier before we got on the air here. 2 differing standpoints here from the roster standpoint. One, a lot of veterans, and the other, a lot of rookies. So we'll see who comes out on top today as we're kind of getting ready for the coin toss here.
There's a look at Vancouver's roster. We're going to have 3 golds, halfback, receiver, and strong safety. The silver has 2 receivers, a cornerback, as well as a free safety. And we're excited to get going. Yeah, Dwayne is right. The video is looking slow. I'm not 100% sure how we can fix that.
Well, I have to say, if we win nothing else, hopefully we win the coin toss.
Just taking a long look at that coin, make sure. There you go. You won the coin toss. Very good, Shann.
Yeah. Our guys, we want to have the ball first.
Well, you'll do just that, it looks like.
So Chicago will receive this opening kickoff here while we kind of take a look at the video and figure out what's slowing it down so much. We appreciate everybody's patience, by the way. A lot of technical difficulties, but we're kind of pushing through it here. Vancouver's got the ball teed up, and we are just about ready to go here in this first training camp battle. And here we go.
Vancouver wearing blue, Chicago in white. And here comes Barnes on the return. He's always a dangerous one.
And AJ will make it out to about the 30-yard line there, 31-yard line. And the Wildcats will take over for their first offensive possession in franchise history. Shann, you want to talk a little bit about the offensive side of the ball here as we get going?
Yeah, sure. We got some of the top names on the team here, like I said earlier. Coming over from Tallahassee, both Ethan King and A.J. Barnes. I'm just excited to see, what they're going to do on the field. Practice was going good this week, so, just ready to get the ball in the air.
Practice is always a little bit different than game time, so we'll see if they got out the pregame jitters here, so to speak. E.T. King, the veteran, under center here. He's going to take a short drop and swing it out to the halfback. Actually, that looks like your fullback there. About a gain of 1 or 2.
Yeah, it was a nice pickup, Got to chop away. Always good to have positive yards each and every possession. So,
positive gain is always where you want to go. Obviously, gain about 3 or 4 yards each down. Obviously, you get a first down. But we'll bring up 2nd and 9. We'll call it about the 33.5-yard line. And King is going to have 4 wide receivers, halfback in the backfield. That halfback is the dangerous Dion Hawkins coming over from Houston this year. And King is going to hand it off to Hawkins. Hawkins got a hole up the middle there. Defensive line jumped in and made the stop after a short gain.
Yeah, he just needs to keep his feet underneath him and, run the route like he knows to do. So, if he can get those holes open, that offensive line, and do their job, we can get going.
So we've got a 3rd down and 7 now, 3rd and long. Vancouver doing a good job on defense so far. And Kane is going to be alone in the gun. He'll take the snap. Throws it deep over to the right-hand side, and that is tipped, and looks like it's picked off. Intercepted by Chris Nissen. one of the many newcomers on this Vancouver team, as Nissen is going to take it upfield and be dragged down right around the line of scrimmage for the Wildcats.
Chris, the Silver Star, will be back in coverage. It looks like it bounced off of the receiver there, and he's able to take the ball back. So a good job by some of the rookies here in Vancouver making that big play right there.
And we'll get another look at the instant replay. I believe Andy was right. It was a tip and then bounced off the back of the intended receiver. Nissen was just in the right place at the right time and made a decent return out of it.
Yeah, it looks like Caden Carter got the first hands on that, and it's off the back of Alex Zelli, which was a receiver coming over from Carolina. And he gives the ball back to Andy Hamilton in Vancouver for their offense to come out for the first possession. Shann, you can't like that start if you're looking to get E.T. King going.
That's absolutely true, man. We have to do better than that. Got to make those completions.
So first offensive possession for Vancouver. We have Tom Pepper under center at quarterback. Ivan Sanchez is going to be his running back. Two backs with Pepper. As he takes the snap, he's going to hand it off to Sanchez, who has some room on the left-hand side. He's going to break at least first down yardage. Taking it out across the 20 to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Legion.
Sanchez.
Just like that.
There you go, right off the left side, able to beat the defense to the corner and able to turn it. And I guess that's just what you get right out of the turnover. One play, one strike, one score. Shann, you taught me everything I know about the gold halfback, and it comes back to bite you in the butt.
Yeah. Just need to clean up some things. The defense was just caught with their pants down there. I don't know what AJ was doing back there in the back, but great job by Mr. Sanchez.
And we're going to give one try to something. We're going to see if possibly this might speed up the game. And the odds are, if it does, it would potentially throw Eric and Shann off the call. So I am going to keep talking here while we attempt this try, which might speed the game up. If it does not, I will try and bring them back, or we might have to go off the air for a moment. The extra point will line up. And it's good on the extra point, so Vancouver adds 1 point to make it 7-0. And you guys will have to let me know in the chat if that looks any faster. It looks a little bit faster to me. I got one saying it is moving faster, one says it is not. That is not very helpful. It looks way faster to me now. Let's see if that does anything for you guys. Barnes on the return out to the 26 will pick up the first down. Like we were mentioning earlier, the preseason is for trying new things, and we were trying out a three-man commentary team, and the technical issues were not working for us. Sorry to Eric and Shann, who it looks like might be bumped off the call. The game audio, I believe, might not work for a half or so. We're hoping to have it back in the second half. Here is the first play from scrimmage on the second drive for the Wildcats. Hawkins up the middle gets stuffed for no gain. Coming over to make the tackle is Marquise Reed for the Legion. Yeah, it looks a lot better now, so I apologize to Shann and Eric. Eric was excited about possibly being on the three-man crew. I know Shann was excited about having his first commentary try. We'll have to see if we can iron out those details. We gave lots of attempts, as Eric will probably tell you in the chat, and it just wouldn't work out. So here we are. King under center will drop to throw again. Looking right side, got Hawkins on the swing. Hawkins will pick up 4 yards before stepping out of bounds, and Vancouver forces Chicago into a third down situation. Dwayne says it's not full speed. You might be right on that, but it's might be as good as we're going to get here on this game. So we're going to try and hopefully be able to fix that, but for now, this is what we'll have to rock with. King under center, 4 receivers, 3 to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. Will pitch it out to Hawkins on the right side, who's shut down in the backfield. Coming over to make the tackle was number 91, and the Legion get a big stop on third down, and up 7-0 will force Chicago to kick the ball back to them. So Chicago will line up to punt on 4th and 10, 4:19 left in the first quarter. Again, none of the abilities or playbooks on this game are necessarily correct. The playbooks are the generic playbooks in all pro football. The abilities were picked by the owners and do not necessarily reflect the abilities that will be played on these teams in the summer of 2017. But tonight, Vancouver up so far 7-0 with 4:10 left here in the first. Dion, your skin color and equipment is absolutely correct from what I was given from Shann. Your picture at the beginning was not correct, but that is all. Here's Pepper throwing left side. Got Killian for 3 to make it 2nd and 7 with 4:07 left in the first quarter of play here at Canada Field. I apologize again to Shann as well as Eric, who we had to boot off the call to try and increase the speed. It looks like it's going a lot better, and hopefully that will stay that way for you guys. On 2nd and 7, Vancouver will come to the line. 2 receivers split out, 1 to each side. Pepper under center will hand it off. Sanchez up the middle will pick up a yard or 2. It looks like 2 to make it 3rd and 5. Nice job by the Wildcats defense getting a stop and forcing a 3rd down. So far here in the first quarter of play, Vancouver is leading. They'll face a 3rd down, though, and they'll put 4 receivers on the field. They have 3-star receivers, so 1 generic is out here. Pepper to throw, looks, avoids pressure, throws on the run. A wobbler got Corey Jones across midfield to the 44-yard line. Corey Jones moves the chains. The old man out of Houston, the only veteran on the Legion squad who had a star contract last season. Tom Pepper, what a throw. Avoiding pressure here in the backfield. He moves up and throws. Look at that ball wobble, and Corey Jones able to find a seam in the coverage. A.J. Barnes comes up to make the tackle right in front after Jones passes midfield. So it's a 1st and 10, 2:55 left. Pepper under center's got Sanchez in the backfield. He'll throw it. Pepper deep downfield. Got him, man. First down past the 20. It's Corey Jones again to the 24-yard line. Another first down to the ex-Houston Hyena. Corey Jones finds his way down to the 15, right in front of Maurice Spurgeon and the Wildcats. And another nice throw from Pepper. Very short drop, is able to fire right in front of A.J. Barnes, who misses the tackle. And coming over to make the tackle is another Wildcat, a generic, as Barnes, the gold strong safety, missed it there. Another 1st and 10, 2:14 and ticking left here in the first quarter of play. Pepper under center again. Chicago shifting on the right side. Will pitch it to Sanchez on the left, and Sanchez is stuffed. Going nowhere. Espen Rael, the former Queen City Corsair, comes over to make the tackle. Rael coming over to Chicago on a new contract. Chicago filling their team with veterans. Really, the story of these two teams, Vancouver full of rookies and Chicago full of veterans, and so far the rookies are showing the veterans a thing or two. Pepper to the line, 2nd and 9, 1:44 clock moving. Pepper to throw, 5-step drop, dumps it to Sanchez on the left side. Sanchez the 10, spin move to the 5, downhill go, and let's see, they won't give him the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Spurgeon combining with Clint Hendershot. 2 former Skyhawks take down Sanchez at the 5-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 1. Pepper leads them to the line, split backfield. Fullback is in there in the strong eye. The handoff will go to Sanchez up the gut. Sanchez is rattled down by Hendershot, but not before he can pick up the first down. Clint unable to bring down Ivan Sanchez before Sanchez can pick up the first down. And Vancouver is at 1st and goal, up by 7 in Vancouver, British Columbia. Pepper moves to the line, 2 backs in the backfield, I formation. Pepper changes plays at the line, down to 40 seconds on the clock. Vancouver will pull the hard count out, and here goes Pepper. The pitch out to Sanchez. Sanchez looks to fight through one and won't get there. A.J. Barnes able to come up and make the tackle for no gain. The Gold Star safety redeems himself after whiffing on a Corey Jones tackle, and Chicago forces Vancouver into a 2nd and goal. Second and goal, down to 15 seconds and ticking on this game clock, for the quarter. The handoff to Sanchez up the gut. Sanchez stuffed again. Hendershot in on the tackle, combining with the defensive tackle, and Chicago forces Vancouver into a 3rd and goal. That might be the last play of the first quarter, and it will be. Vancouver 7, Chicago nothing here at Canada Field in British Columbia. The home team Legion are ahead of the Wildcats. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Andy Hamilton. We had to kick Shann and Eric from the call. Unfortunately, the game was moving too slow. We believe we have the speed issue fixed out, but you get nothing but my sweet voice for the rest of tonight's contest. 3rd and goal, time to try and make the money. Pepper will lead the team to the line. 4 receivers split out here. Pepper waits for the snap and collects it at the 10. Short drop, throws, middle of the field, got a man, Corey Jones, stuffed before he can get to the goal line, and that'll force a 4th and goal. Corey Jones, the only veteran, the 3rd receiver, a Silver Star, has 45 yards on 3 catches, but is unable to find the end zone, and Vancouver will have to call upon the kicking unit. Yes, Destro, my voice is sweet. What other adjectives do you have to describe it? Snap back, it's off to the right, they corral it, and the kick is up and good from 20. Vancouver 10, Chicago nothing. It's been all Legion here at Canada Field. But the Wildcats get a goal line stop and hold Vancouver to 3. Here's another look at the kick. It's a good one by Derek Brown, who's trying out for Vancouver. All the generics in tonight's game are simply trying out. None of the names will correspond with the ones you see in summer 2017. And much like our new broadcasting system that we tried out today that did not work, they are simply doing just that, trying out. So Vancouver tees it up. A.J. Barnes back to return for the Wildcats, who need to spark something here in the second quarter of play. 6:25 left. And here's the kick. Barnes corrals it at the 10, looking to bring it out past the 20, past the 25, jukes one, heads off to the left side, got a block. A.J. Barnes past the 40, the 50, A.J. Barnes, the kicker to beat, and he won't get there. A.J. Barnes takes it to the house, his first kick return as a Wildcat goes the distance. Touchdown, A.J. Barnes, and the Wildcats' first touchdown comes not from the offensive unit, but from A.J. Barnes, the strong safety from Tallahassee. Barnes crushes the can on his head, 6-10, extra point pending. Barnes, a great run here coming over from the Pride. One juke. Alex Zeli gets a great block there, and Barnes is off to the races. A big lineman misses the block on the kicker. Luckily, Barnes is able to outrun him, and A.J. Barnes puts it in the end zone. Look at that ref try and keep up with A.J. Barnes. Not today, buddy. A.J. Barnes into the end zone, the gold strong safety, and a little bit of a low step there. Not necessarily a high step, but it counts. So here goes the kick. Snap back, hold down, kick is up and through. And it's 7-10 Chicago. Who has struck? A.J. Barnes strikes some excitement into the Wildcats, and they are able to make this thing a contest, just like Dwayne was saying in the chat. Apologies again for the technical difficulties. We should have sound later in tonight's contest. It looks to me like we might be back up to at least close to full speed. The kick is away, and returning it is Corey Jones for the Legion. Jones coming off the right side past the 25, and down he'll go there. A nice hit by Chicago. Pepper under center now, right back on the field after that goal line stand by Chicago, will face 1st and 10. Handoff up the gut, that's Sanchez. Sanchez knifes through the defense, 2 spin moves, and finds his way close to a first down. They'll call him down past the marker. First down for Vancouver. Sanchez 48 yards on a touchdown here, and the Legion, still up by 3, are still kicking with the run game. Pepper, a good handoff, over pursuit by the defensive line of Chicago. A good block there on Spurgeon. Rockefeller misses the tackle, and it's 2 generics who finally wrap up Ivan Sanchez. Pepper under center, 2 in the backfield with him. 1 on the outside. Pepper drops, hands off, left side. Sanchez has the first down and more. Spins again, and Maurice Spurgeon says welcome to the league and puts him to the turf. Spurgeon coming over, the former face of the franchise for the Carolina Skyhawks. Pepper leads the team back to the line. 2 more in the backfield and 2 receivers split out this time for the Legion. Pepper pitches. Here goes Sanchez off the left side, tries the spin and is put to the turf after a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6. Maurice Spurgeon on the tackle again for the Wildcats. Shann Varner put together this team. He came from Carolina after that wonderful run by them. 4-1 heading into the playoffs and losing to Tallahassee, but he might have got the win there by bringing over A.J. Barnes as well as E.T. King to the new Chicago Wildcats team. Pepper spreads 3 receivers out and he has 2 in the backfield. Pepper hands off, Sanchez up the gut. Sanchez gets wrapped up by a host of Wildcats, including Kanye Rockefeller, Espen Riel, and Clint Hendershot. All 3 combined for the tackle for Chicago, keeping Ivan Sanchez to a 6-yard average, and he is able to push his way to make it 3rd and 3. So 3rd and short for Vancouver with a 3-point lead right around midfield. A very important set of downs for the Legion, who just got scored on a kick return. Delayed handoff to Sanchez, who's wrapped up, and the Wildcats make a strong play there on defense and force Vancouver to kick it. A very nice bring down by Chicago is going to force Vancouver into kicking this one away. Snap back, punt away. Some decent hang time on this one. It's angled at the right sideline. Barnes going to try and return this one. Barnes out across the 20, wrapped up well and brought down by the Legion, unable to get more than the 17-yard line. And that is where Chicago will come back out on the field. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Shann Varner has offensive and defensive experience and will head coach for the Wildcats, although they have other coaches with them, Deion Hawkins, as well as, I believe, A.J. Barnes is doing the defense for Chicago. This offense, however, is just the one that All-Pro gave them. King to throw. Short drop, right side, got his man to the 20, ridden out of bounds by Chris Nissen. It's Davius Reed, the former Mauler and Roughneck, coming over to Chicago and running the out route there, able to make the 5-yard grab to make it 2nd and 5. 3:30 left here in the opening half. 7-10 Vancouver over Chicago. Ethan King, is the defensive coordinator, not A.J. Barnes. A.J. Barnes just plays on the defense, and Ethan King coordinates the defense for Chicago while he's not on the field throwing the ball for the offense. Clock is ticking. 3:22 and counting here in the first half of play. 10-7, Chicago down by 3, looking to incite some drive into this team. From the 20, King, handoff Hawkins. Hawkins wrapped up in the backfield and rode down 2 generic Vancouver Legion members, able to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. It's Major Tagayi or something like that. A good bring down there, smelled run the entire time, and Hawkins so far tonight has been bottled up. He'll have to get going for the Wildcats if they're going to want to win this game. King back to throw, deep drop, left side, throwing downfield, got a man! Kieran Watson across the 50, and it'll take Terry Crow to bring him down. A nice throw and catch from King to Watson, a veteran to a rookie, an MVP to a rookie at that. Watson able to bring in the catch, a nice throw by E.T. King on third down, and some good blocking leaves a good pocket for him, and what a throw over the head of Crow and Drew Hamilton, the free safety. Crow able to ride him down at the 53, there's no such thing as the 53, the 47, and it'll be first down Wildcats. What a throw from E.T. King. King leads them slowly to the line. Snap back, handoff. Hawkins finds some running room off the left side. Hawkins into first down territory across the 40, and a first down. Terry Crow makes his second tackle in a row, but finally the former Hyena, Dion Hawkins, is able to make something happen. Dion playing for the first time against his brother, Corey Jones, and Hawkins is getting some yards of his own here as Jones had them all on the Vancouver drive. Across the 40, a nice run here, knifing through some tackles right there and there, able to beat Caden Carter, who finally helps Terry Crow wrap up the former Houston Hyena coming over to Chicago and doing the offense. That is the 2-minute warning here in Vancouver. The Legion lead 10-7, 2 minutes to play, but Chicago has a drive going here. King under center, drops the throw. Looking middle of the field, got his man, and that's Frank Champion on the tackle, along with Drew Hamilton, able to ride the man down. A nice bring down by Vancouver, but not before Watson can pick up the first down. A nice catch by the Wildcats' new rookie receiver, and he is able to move the chains. A good, right there, he just cuts right in front of Champion, and Champion is going to have to bring him down there. What a good post route by Kieran Watson, who obviously has been working with some of these veterans and has learned a thing or two. And they're going to need all the veteran prowess if they're going to get back into this one. 7-10. King handoff. Hawkins right side corrects. Adjusts in the hole, and Champion and Caden Carter bring him down there after a 3-yard pickup. That'll bring up 2nd and 7. So Chicago turns back to the run game and will pick up a few on first down. Hawkins contributing well to the Houston Hyenas team that went to the playoffs last year, led by Damon Simeon. And they look to contribute here in Chicago to try and get this team into the playoffs as well in the East this time. King to throw, dumps off Hawkins in the backfield. Hawkins adjusts to the right, will get wrapped up and brought down. A gang tackle by the Legion, and Chicago will use their first timeout here with 61 seconds left in the half. Again, this game is full of generics that will not be represented in the actual season. The game also does not reflect any of the abilities or playbooks of these two teams and is simply a practice game for the commentary team as well as for some of the rookies to hear their name called. King under center, would throw to the 3 receivers split out to the top or the 1 to the bottom if he's going to. And he'll drop the throw, so I guess he is going to throw. Looking left side, got a man. It's number 82, a first down pickup. A nice throw there to a generic trying to make his squad, but not able to pick up the first down on the out route. And Shann Varner will give him a voiceful, and they're going to have to punt. Or try the field goal. My guesses would be a field goal, actually. They're way too close to punt. What are we talking about? 56 seconds, and the clock has never ticked slower for Chicago than now as they try and line up for the extra point. Try the field goal attempt that would tie the game. Snap down, hold down, kick is up and good from 34. Chicago adds 3, and that'll be 10 all. A nice kick there by the Generics trying to make the team for Chicago. And the Wildcats knot this one up with 51 seconds left here in the first half. Chicago will tee it up and will kick to Corey Jones. Jones, the brother of Deion Hawkins, both playing in Houston last year, have departed for Chicago and Vancouver, respectively. Jones returned kicks in Houston and now will do it as a silver in Vancouver. He returns that one out to the 29, and that is where Vancouver will set up to start the opening drive, or their last drive, potentially, of the first half. I'm glad you all enjoyed my drink. Pepper will go ahead and put 3 receivers out on the field, 2 backs in the backfield in the shotgun. Chicago showing blitz up the middle. Pepper hands it to Sanchez. Sanchez is stuffed and wrapped up. A good job done by Espen Rael to bring him down short of the line of scrimmage. Pepper under center, 2 in the backfield, down to 19 seconds on the clock. Pepper will hand it off, and Vancouver looks comfortable taking this one to the half as the next gain for Sanchez goes nowhere. Rockefeller and Rael combining on the tackle to put Sanchez to the dirt. One second, 0 seconds. That will end the half. 10 all here in Vancouver at Canada Field. The Legion and Wildcats are tied heading into the break. We will turn on some music and we will be back with you in just a moment for the second half of action. Back in Canada Field, we have gone ahead and gone back to the raw footage. We've taken away our fancy score graphics. We will undo those, and hopefully that will increase some video speed here. Chicago will kick it, and Vancouver will return it here 10-all. The Wildcats are kicking back to Vancouver. We will go ahead and pause it. We were checking something, and now here we go. Corey Jones off the right side. So on 3rd and 8, Pepper will look to throw. 4 receivers split out. Pepper throwing left side. Got a man. Stevens out of bounds. Will only gain 3 or 4 on 3rd down, and it'll be 4th and 3 from the 40. Vancouver to punt it back. Barnes will return the kick. 6:08 and ticking left here in the 3rd. Chicago comes after it and won't get to it. The kick is away. And the return by Barnes is wrapped up and rattled down. Vancouver does well to cover that kick, and Barnes won't get far with that return at all. So Chicago will send back out the offense for their first possession here in the second half. King will lead them to the line. 2 receivers split out, I formation. Vancouver a shift on the defensive line. King, handoff, Hawkins up the gut, wrapped up, will pick up a yard. 2nd and 9. A nice defensive play by Vancouver to keep Hawkins under check for that play. So on 2nd and 9, King will face 2nd and long and will try and keep it from becoming 3rd and long if he can. And he'll either have to go to Hawkins or one of the many veterans in the receiving corps or the new rookie. King will go under center. Hawkins in the backfield. 3 linebackers. They'll pitch it to Hawkins on the left. Hawkins bounces off a lineman, and Frank Champion rides him to the ground. So it'll be 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 6 for E.T. King in the Chicago offense. And there's Champ as well as Hawkins doing some jarring. And there's another look at King, who will now have to try and convert a 6 or longer yard play in order to move the chains for Chicago in this tie ball game. King under center. Works the cadence game, takes the snap, drops to throw. King looking down the middle, got a man. Alex Zeli off to the races, past the 40, the 30. He could go all the way, but he's got 2 men on his trail. And down goes Zeli at the 4-yard line. Down at the Vancouver 3, Alex Zeli makes the connection from E.T. King and sprints down the field. And Chicago is within striking distance. What a throw and a good route here by Alex Zeli. And he makes the catch right on the edge of the star. And there's a look at Drew Hamilton. Him and Caden Carter run down Zeli on the outside. There's a look at Carter, who comes all the way across the field to combine for the tackle at the 3. And he timed that perfectly, because if he did not get there, Zeli would have been in the end zone. Chicago now 1st and goal from the 3 is within striking distance to take the lead. That handoff to Hawkins goes up the gut for 2, but was not able to get in the end zone. And now Hawkins from the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal. Second and goal from the 1, 3:50 and ticking. King, handoff Hawkins, right side, batted down. Nothing doing for Hawkins as he was trying to find the corner and did not get there. Mark Fields, the defensive tackle, trying to make the team for the Legion, wraps up Hawkins in the backfield, and he's tackled for loss. Fields cut right through the offensive line for the Wildcats and brought down Hawkins in the backfield. Nothing doing. And now Chicago will face third and goal. Vancouver working on the goal line stand. Let's see if they can get it. Chicago will need 6 yards to find the end zone. King in the shotgun with Hawkins on his left. 4 receivers split out, and King will throw. Stands in the pocket, throws to the corner on the right side. Caught! He's out of bounds! 4th and goal, and it's no good. He was looking for Walker, the generic receiver who had a catch earlier, and he's out of the back of the end zone, and Chicago will have to bring on the kicking unit. So Vancouver holds from the 3-yard line, actually backing up the Chicago offense, and now Chicago will have to boot a field goal in order to take the lead by only 3. Snap back, hold down, kick up and through. Chicago leads here in Vancouver 13-10 after going on a 13-0 run here in British Columbia in order to lead the contest. Brown, the kick goes through for the Wildcats, and they now have the lead. Let's see how long they can hold on to it here in Vancouver. Siphon Gaming, I'm on the call, buddy. Chicago will boot it away. There's the kick, and Corey Jones back to return it for the Legion. Jones from the 9 will return out across the right side, shakes one, and is into a pile of Wildcats at the 29, and that is where Tom Pepper will lead the offense back onto the field. Pepper under center, 2 backs in the backfield. The Wildcats are shifting on defense. Handoff, Sanchez off the right side, nothing doing. A loss of 1 as the Wildcats get to him before he can cross the line of scrimmage. Second and 11 from the 28. Pepper pitches. Here goes Sanchez. Sanchez will fight his way on the left side for a gain of 3, 3rd and 8 to the 31. And a nice job by Hendershot to bring him down along with the helps of Espen Rayau. Hendershot coming over along with Shann Varner from Carolina, now plays for Chicago and the Wildcats this season. Hendershot had a good season at outside linebacker for Carolina and the Skyhawks. And now he will try and take down the Legion here on 3rd and 8 from the 31. 2:21 left here in the third quarter. Pepper under center, drops to throw. Throwing left side, got a man, Corey Jones to the right side, and he won't get the first down. A nice pursuit tackle by the generic on the Wildcats defense, and Corey Jones, the former Hyena and brother of Dion Hawkins, can't find the marker at the 37. Instead, he'll be pushed out of bounds, and now Vancouver will have to punt it back to Carolina. To Chicago. Vancouver to punt. Here is the kick. It is away. And that one will be brought down by Barnes, who will take it from the 25. And Vancouver's kick coverage does well again, as A.J. Barnes had the one big return for a touchdown, but is unable to get further than that now. King will lead them to the line. Hawkins is in the backfield. Two receivers split to the top of the formation. King to throw. Short drop. Tosses it across the middle. Caught and won't get anywhere. 2nd and 2 will be an 8-yard pickup for Shann Varner, the tight end, coming over along with Hendershot from Carolina. So a nice pickup on first down for the Wildcats, and now they'll face 2nd and short in the fashion of just 2 yards. So let's see if they can pick this one up. Hawkins in the backfield has not done much tonight, but let's see if he can pick up the few yards that he needs. Handoff to Hawkins. A spin move in the hole. Picks up the first down. Frank Champion was duped by a spin move, and Caden Carter finally brings down Hawkins along with Chris Nissen, but not before Chicago moves the chains to the 42. King changing the play at the line, 37 seconds and ticking, will pitch it to Hawkins on the left. Hawkins wrapped up in the backfield, and Chicago will lose a yard. And we are going to go ahead and check to make sure, we were checking to make sure a roster was correct. That is what you're seeing here. That did get edited out in post. Checking to make sure our linebackers are in the game. There they were. And there they are. So we are all good on that accord. And we will go back to the game after we change our controller back. So now you're seeing the ins and outs of what it takes to put on a preseason game like this, and there it is. And so here we are, back 2nd and 11, and Chicago will now try their hand at a 2nd and long. Here goes King. He will hand it to Hawkins, who will get stuffed, nothing doing, and now Vancouver will get the ball back as long as Chicago decides to kick here on 3rd and 11. That is the end of the third quarter. 13-10, Chicago over Vancouver. The Wildcats lead here in British Columbia. We will take a break and be right back with you for the fourth quarter. Here we go, fourth quarter in Vancouver. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Andy Hamilton. It's 13-10. Chicago has the ball, and they will face a 3rd and 11. A reminder that the roster files are not official for these games. The abilities as well as numbers as well as plays in the playbook are not official. There goes King, who is down in the backfield. A sack for the Legion, what looked to be a coverage sack in my opinion. And Chicago will have to punt. Hannibal Seals, the generic, coming up the middle, brings down E.T. King in the backfield before King can get rid of the ball. And now the Legion will get the ball back on a 4th and 16. Chicago will punt it away from their own 36, up by 3. Kick is away. Corey Jones will be the one back returning it for the Legion. Here he goes off the left side. Will be brought down. Nothing doing. The Wildcats special teams coverage is able to wrap him up well. What do we think in the chat will be the final score? Chicago leads 13-10 to this point. 6.5 minutes to play. If you all could put in your score predictions for the end of the game, whoever is closest will earn a free shout-out from me at the end of the game. I will keep track. Handoff, Sanchez up the gut. Sanchez has a little bit of room and will fight for a 9-yard pickup on first down to the Vancouver 42. Ivan Sanchez is able to move his way down after a 9-yard pickup. Ivan gets in on the madness, says 26-20, Vancouver over Chicago. Maurice says 2017, Chicago over Vancouver. So we're getting some excitement going here in the chat. I'd love to hear some of the other owners. I know Demond is in the chat as well as Mighty. A penalty flag goes down. Sanchez will pick up the first down, and we'll have to check on that penalty as Sanchez gets all the way to the 42. Ronnie says 2017 Chicago, and I believe that's Espen Royale who says 27-17 Chicago. So a lot of love for the Wildcats who have the lead here. Vancouver declines the penalty, so they'll have the first down to the 49. A nice pickup by Sanchez, and the Legion are now facing a 1st and 10 from the 49. There's a look at Pepper and the offense. 4 receivers split out for the Bronze quarterback. The handoff to Sanchez up the gut. Sanchez gets bottled up for no gain. Espen Royale coming up to do his dirty work on the line of scrimmage, and Sanchez will be brought down at midfield. It looks like our speed might be improving back up to a normal rate, so that is encouraging. Frank Champion says 17-13 Vancouver. I'm an effing problem says 17-16 Vancouver. So this could get very interesting here if those were to be what happens. Dwayne Schindler 20-10 Chicago. He is an owner in St. Louis. Pepper under the gun will drop, short drop, throws, middle of the field, bouncing around, incomplete. It looks like Spurgeon was in on the coverage, bringing the man down, and there was another Wildcat who was in the area who I thought might have been able to get a play on the ball. Couldn't quite get it done, and Chicago will force Vancouver into a 3rd and 10 situation at midfield out of field goal range with 5:11 here left in the game. 5 minutes to play in Vancouver, and Pepper has 4 receivers split out here with him deep in the shotgun on 3rd and 10. Pepper to throw. Moves in the pocket, throws on the run, got a man! First down, a huge throw by Tom Pepper, and who did he find? Corey Jones. the one veteran for the Legion, and we have an injured player on the play, but Tom Pepper does an amazing job in the pocket. The bronze quarterback finds his man, throwing off his back foot right in front of the gold strong safety A.J. Barnes, and Corey Jones, the silver receiver, able to wrap it up and bring it down. A nice catch there by Jones across the 35 to the 33, and Vancouver is getting in range for a potential tying field goal, if not finding the end zone to take the lead. Eric Vinson says 17 to 16. Mac Wavy Jr. says 20 to 10 Chicago. Handoff, Sanchez bottled up and wrapped down at the line of scrimmage. No gain. He has 78 yards on 20 carries this evening. Sims able to bring him down. Pepper pitches. Sanchez in the backfield finds a little bit of room, able to make his way for a yard. 3rd and 9 before A.J. Barnes collides with him. Gold on gold there, and Barnes gets the better of Sanchez, able to bring him down at the 32. So Vancouver here will face a 9-yard deficit for a first down, or else they will have to try the field goal. Pepper has 4 receivers spread out. Pepper, deep drop, looking to throw. Throws. Got a man. A diving attempt made by number 12. That's Brett Killian who makes the reception down to the 19 and keeps the drive alive for Vancouver. Killian, the silver receiver, runs the in route here right in front of, I believe that's Espen Rial, who thought he was going deep, and Killian is tagged down by Rockefeller, but not before Vancouver increases their drive and continues it deep into the SFL red zone. .354 and ticking. Pepper under center. 2 receivers top of the screen. Sanchez in the backfield. They'll give it to him. Sanchez up the gut. Will fight off to the right side. Has a little bit of room and picks up 6 on first down. 2nd and 4. Maurice Spurgeon was the one who was being dragged by the big man, Ivan Sanchez. Chicago was held by Vancouver in the red zone earlier as Zeli couldn't find his way to the end zone. Let's see if they can get a hold on Vancouver here and keep them out of the end zone here and force them into maybe tying the game or maybe a turnover that could give Chicago the win. Who knows here? 3:19 and the handoff will go to Sanchez up the middle. Sanchez brought down short of the line to gain. A.J. Barnes wraps him up. And it'll be 3rd and 2 from the Chicago 12. "26 viewers in the chat. Thank you to all of you for viewing tonight's contest, despite it being a preseason game that doesn't mean anything. We appreciate the love. If you could smack that like button, that would be great, despite our technical issues. Pepper throws across the field to the fullback, who's rattled down by Blake Hamrack, a former Skyhawk. But what a throw was that? I wish we could have another look at that. It looked like Pepper threw it off his back foot, but an amazing job by Hamrack watching the fullback and coming over to make the tackle and keep Vancouver from scoring on that play. And now it'll be 4th and 4. Vancouver will have to try and kick a field goal here to tie this one up with 2.5 minutes left to play. Kicking unit is on. From 13, it would be a 29-yard field goal. Snap back, hold down, kick up, on its way and through slowly but surely, and it's good from 29 yards. 2:13 left here in the fourth quarter, And Vancouver has knotted this one up. And I gotta say, it's just going to be a script for E.T. King, the former MVP here, to potentially lead his team to victory. .213, the ball will be given to A.J. Barnes, who already has one kick return touchdown. He's going to try for a second, as Chicago needs another spark if they're going to try and put more points on the board and take home this game. Kick is away. This one is going to Barnes. Barnes from the 10 will angle it towards the middle, then take off towards the left. A spin move, and Vancouver will bring him down at the 30. 70 yards stand between the Chicago Wildcats and victory here. They need some form of points, as it's a tie game. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning here, and they'll have a play before that. E.T. King, last year's SFL MVP, leads the Wildcats to the line. Hawkins in the backfield. 2 receivers split out. Vancouver doing a lot of shifting and a lot of blitz showing on the left side of the line, and King will take advantage of that and try and change this play. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock. King drops to throw. Looking across the middle. Heaves it. Bottled up in the air. Incomplete. Frank Champion gets a hand to it. Or excuse me, that was Marquise Reed. My fault. Marquise Reed gets a hand to that ball. There he is. Reed able to bat the ball down. And it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 30. 2:06 left, so Chicago gets a second play here before the 2-minute warning, and I think you got to hand the ball off here. You got to take this one to the 2-minute warning. That way, if you don't convert the first down, you at least give Vancouver very little time to try and get a play going here to potentially win the game for them. So Chicago, 2nd and 10, 2:06 left, down to 8 seconds on the play clock. King under center. King drops to throw, looking across the middle, got a man! Kerryon Watson, the rookie, comes up clutch and moves the chains to the 42, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 13 all in the first training camp battle and the first game for both teams. There's a look at Shann Varner. Him and Andy Hamilton have a lot of history, both coaching in Carolina last year at one point, and now both taking on each other here in the first training camp battle, and we're all knotted up at 13 here with 2 minutes left to play in the game. King and the Chicago Wildcats at the 42 have a fresh set of downs and all 3 timeouts. King under center, dropping to throw. Looking right side, throws a wobbler, got a man. Davius Reed drags the feet and gets out of bounds at the 46, only taking 4 seconds off the game clock. Yes, I did refer to myself in the third person, and I'll do it in the 4th, 5th, or 6th person if I want to as well. King will bring him back to the line. Deion Hawkins in the backfield. 4 down linemen for the Legion, 4 defensive backs, and 4 receivers out on the field. They'll hand it to Hawkins up the gut. Hawkins stuffed! Nothing doing for Deion Hawkins, and Chicago will burn a timeout. A nice defensive play there by Chris Nissen coming up into the backfield and laying the hit on Deion Hawkins, and that'll make it 3rd and 7. King on 3rd down. Plenty of time on the clock. Will drop the throw out of the shotgun. Looking left side. Batted down. Terry Crow says, no way, not this time, Alex Zeli. Zeli beat him earlier in the game on a deep throw, but can't get the better of him there. And Chicago, with 1:49, will face 4th down. The name is incorrect there. It's Terry Crow, not Terry Cross. The game wouldn't let me put the W in there. Terry Crow puts the ball to the turf there, working on Alex Zeli, who was coming off of another play, and Crow does well to watch him there and is able to bat that one to the turf, and Vancouver will likely get the ball back. That or Chicago will go for it here, but they're on their own 45. I don't know if that's the right move. What do you guys think in the chat? Chicago will line up to punt. Corey Jones will be back to receive it. Do you guys think this is the right move or the wrong move? Give me some answers here in the chat. Shann Varner electing to kick it back to Vancouver in the offense. Here they go. Back. The kick is away. 1:45 on the clock and ticking. Corey Jones from his 20 will get bottled up just at the 23. A 3-yard pickup. Vinson says go for it. Spurgeon says kick it. Flava says kick it. DeAndre Knoll says go for it. So we got a split chat. And Vancouver will put the ball in the hands of Tom Pepper, the rookie bronze quarterback, who will try and lead the Legion down the field and score. A field goal would do it. Let's see what will happen here. All 3 timeouts for the Legion. Snap back, Pepper, throw, left side, got his man. That is Killian, out for a 3-yard pickup. Killian, working the out route, will stop the clock by going out of bounds and pick up 3 to the 26. Cade Stevens, Corey Jones, and Brett Killian are the 3 receivers. 1 gold and 2 silver for the Legion. Haven't heard much from Stevens this evening. Heard a lot from Corey Jones and a little bit from Brett Killian. Pepper under center. Sanchez in the backfield. 4 down linemen is all that Chicago will rush. Pepper looks left side. Throwing incomplete. He was looking there for Cade Stevens, trying to get the Gold Star receiver involved. And he couldn't make that happen on the sideline. Stevens couldn't get his feet in bounds, and it'll be 3rd down, 1:35. So both teams leaving plenty of time on the clock for the other team. And let's see what Andy Hamilton and the Legion dial up here. Pepper to throw in the pocket, across the middle, got a man! 1st down, Vancouver! And they're going to go hurry up. It's Cade Stevens who finds his way to the 40. Vancouver moves the chains. Pepper will hurry him to the line. 4 receivers, 120 and counting. All 3 timeouts for the Legion. Pepper to throw. Pepper left side. Got Stevens again for 7. And out of bounds, stops the clock at 1:17. And Tom Pepper may be a rookie, but he's showing a lot of veteran prowess here. The Bronze Star, Tom Pepper, making it happen. In the pocket, throwing left side, got Stevens there in front of Hamrack, the veteran, and they drive him out of bounds. And so at the 47 of Vancouver, they got to cross midfield and get into field goal range, and they got about 87 seconds and 3 timeouts to do it. The question is, can Tom Pepper have the composure, or will this defense get the better of the bronze quarterback? Two receivers split out. Sanchez in the backfield. Pepper, short drop, short throw. Michael Lowry, the tight end, across the middle to the 44. Vancouver elects not to use any of the timeouts. We're down to 67 seconds. Pepper to throw. Short drop, finds a man across the middle. I think that's Cade Stevens again for 2 to the 42. We're under 60 seconds. Vancouver going hurry up again, electing not to use any of the timeouts once again. 52 seconds and ticking. Pepper throwing. Lowry again to the 35, another pickup, and Vancouver is a yard away from converting another first down. They're close to field goal range now. 40 seconds. Pepper throwing, incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 1. A nice defensive play by Chicago to know the down and distance and bat that one to the ground. Fourth and 1, 37 seconds from the 35. From here, it would be a, 51-yarders, and they're going to attempt it. Here we go. Vancouver, 51-yarder at home for 37 seconds left. 10 on the play clock. Vancouver, it's a fake! It's a fake field goal, and down goes Vancouver. Chicago able to bring him down, and what a play by the Wildcats to stay strong. It looks like they were trying to flip it out to the kicker, and Chicago read that the entire way. Look at this. It doesn't look like it's a mistake. It looks like Vancouver was trying the fake, and Andy Hamilton tried to pull something slick on Shann Varner. The 51-yard field goal was not a guarantee, and it looks like Hamilton thought that he might have been able to catch the Wildcats napping. And now the ball goes back to E.T. King with 35 seconds left. They just need 3 to win the game. Let's see if they can make it happen. 35 seconds as well as 3 timeouts on the clock. Three receivers split out for King. King to throw. King looking left side. Caught. Kerryon Watson on the sideline. Drags the feet to the 43. And this rookie is showing some promise here for the Wildcats. King 166 yards and a pick. No throwing touchdowns in tonight's game. Look at Watson, the silver receiver, able to bring that one in on the sidelines. Hamilton forces him out of bounds. And Chicago is pushing. "31 seconds left in the game. Chicago on the right side of the field now. Let's see what'll happen. King to throw. Moves in the pocket. Throws across the middle. Batted down. Nothing doing. Marquise Reed was there and was not having any of that. "27 seconds on the clock. King under center, 3 receivers split out, 27 seconds and 2 timeouts for the Wildcats. King to throw, looks left side, caught, and marked down. Chicago will use a timeout. Watson able to pick up 3 to the Vancouver 40. It would be a 56-yard field goal from here. "23 seconds left, and the crowd here at home is pulling for the Legion. King is in the shotgun, 4 receivers split out. 3rd down. King to throw, looks right side, got a man. 1st down, Davius Reed to the 31. Reed able to move the chains to the Vancouver 31, and it might be all over here for the Legion. Nice throw, nice catch. Davius Reed, class all the way. The Roughnecks teaching him, the Maulers making him, and now the booth is going to go ahead and look at this play. The booth wants to take a look. Under 2 minutes, you can't challenge, so Andy Hamilton couldn't do anything about that. And they will go ahead and look at whether Davius Reed got his feet in bounds. And on a third down, it's a pivotal play because if he did not, Chicago will either have to try the field goal or will have to punt it. Ref coming back out. And they're going to say he was out of bounds. So Davius Reed is apparently unable to get his feet in bounds. And now Chicago will face a 4th and 7 from the 40. And it looks like E.T. King and the Wildcats offense is staying on the field. Four receivers split out for King. The Gold Star quarterback will have to get it done here with 20 seconds left in the game. 4th and 7. King throws middle of the field, batted down, looking for Davius Reed to try and redeem himself, and he couldn't bring it in, and Vancouver takes over on downs. 16 seconds left in the game. It's Chris Nissen who bats it away. Nissen dropping in coverage here and is able to bring down Davius Reed before Reed can bring in the tackle. There were a lot of guys right there in the way of it. Caden Carter was in the area, as well as I believe Marquise Reed was there too. So now Vancouver will have 16 seconds with all three of their timeouts. Four receivers split out for Tom Pepper, the bronze QB. Bronze boy back to throw, looking left side, got a man! First down, a huge throw from Tom Pepper, and Vancouver uses its first timeout. 5 seconds off the clock, a huge throw by Tom Pepper. Tom Pepper puts a little seasoning on this one and throws it deep down to the 41, and now Vancouver is knocking on the door again. Tom Pepper, four receivers on the field, Sanchez in the backfield. 11 seconds on the clock, 2 timeouts, all knotted at 13. Pepper drops to throw, looking left side, dangerous throw, incomplete. Pepper decided to test Kanye Rockefeller, and Rockefeller was not having any of that. 7 seconds left, it'll be 2nd and 10. Pepper, 4 receivers to the bottom of your screen. It looks like Vancouver might be in Hail Mary mode. Pepper to throw. Unmarked man for Chicago, and they get the sack. Chicago brings the blitz, and they're able to get to Tom Pepper, and Vancouver has to take a timeout with 3 seconds left, and Andy Hamilton does not like that one. And now Pepper will have basically one chance to now heave it into the end zone. From the 46 of Chicago, this is a pretty much impossible kick. It would be, let me think here, a 62-yarder? Four receivers, bottom of the screen, Pepper. And it looks like Chicago has 3 on the line, and they're going to put everyone else deep in coverage. Vancouver for the game. Pepper under pressure, moves in the pocket and throws it away, and Vancouver wastes the last throw of the game of regulation, and we're going to overtime. To start the overtime period, Chicago has chosen heads. They'll take a long look at it, and Chicago has won the kick and will receive. So A.J. Barnes will be back, and Chicago is going to get the ball first. So Vancouver will tee it up. And Barnes is back to return. Chicago will look to get something out of him. Vancouver will try and limit him here in order to keep them in the game. And they'll limit him to the 31, so Barnes brings it out to the 31. And any score will end the game. For those of you NBA fans, the Warriors are winning 102-88 over Cleveland. Golden State is leading that series 1-0. At the end of the third. Still time on that game, still time, but a large deficit for Cleveland. In this one, we're in overtime. 13 all, Chicago, E.T. King, and an I formation. Two receivers split out. King will hand it off. Hawkins up the gut, will pick up a yard. So it'll be 2nd and 9. Clock rolls. We could see a second overtime if the 7-minute clock expires. There's a look at Kerryon Watson, the rookie, who has pulled in all 5 of his throws today, apparently getting some work in the offseason with E.T. King, the MVP. Split backfield for the Wildcats. King to throw. King rolls right, pumps once. Finally looking deep down the field. Got him in! First down to Shann Varner. A huge catch on the sideline. And the Wildcats are all the way down to the Vancouver 34. It looked like it might have been a double move as King pumped. It was on Drew Hamilton. So Hamilton and Varner, old Carolina teammates, are doing battle against each other there. And Varner, the tight end, able to get the better of Hamilton and pick up the first down. A huge throw from E.T. King moves the chains, and Chicago is within striking distance. King to throw across the middle, found Reed, another first down right in front of Caden Carter, as well as Chris Nissen, and Davius Reed gets the better of the Vancouver defense in overtime, and now that Bronze Star has moved Chicago within field goal range safely. Carter brings him down, a nice little slant route there. So from the 20, King, 217 yards and 1 pick for him. No touchdowns through the air. He had that one long bomb to Alex Zeli, but Zeli was brought down at the 3. Can they put a cap on this game? Handoff, Hawkins. Hawkins finds a little bit of room in the middle and picks up 6. Marquise Reed or Frank Champion, whoever that was, makes the tackle at the Vancouver 14. 2nd and 4, 5.5 minutes ticking. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts for Chicago. The key is not to turn it over here. And on 2nd down, they'll bring out the kicking unit to try and end this one. Here's your game, folks. From the 14, it's about a 30-yard kick for the Wildcats. Kick up, away, and it's through from 30. Chicago wins the first training camp battle. Shann Varner prevails, and the Wildcats win in overtime, 16-13. It was the throw to the tight end, Shann Varner, who's able to haul it in, and the Wildcats get the win, the first win of their season, even though it's just preseason. The Wildcats get the win 16-13. 13 and defeat the Vancouver Legion at home. A nice victory for Shann Varner, and the two shake hands at midfield. And there is a look at the final stats. We want to thank you all for watching the SFL's presentation of the first training camp battle between Chicago and Vancouver. I've been your play-by-play commentator, Andy Hamilton. We'd like to thank Shann Varner and Eric Vinson as well for both being ready to go during this time. The technical difficulties, kept them from participating in announcing tonight's game. We apologize to them for possibly ruining their schedule. We also thank Chicago and Vancouver for participating, and we thank you all for watching the entire game despite the technical difficulties we had. A final reminder that this game neither showed the abilities nor the playbooks of either of these two teams. Both were fabricated for simply this game, as it was practice for the announcers to try and get some of these games going, as well as for the fans to practice hearing these names of the teams participating. Next week, we have St. Louis and Houston, the Hyenas, taking on the Gladiators. We hope to have all our technical difficulties ironed out by then. We'll see you then. For SFL Network, I am Andy Hamilton. Peace!